Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to Divas Den, a Chooman Production. I am your host Vicky T, and today it is just me and you. Tony. It's just me and you. Once again, death has darkened the doorsteps of my co-host Yanni B and the Leggett family. You all keep them in prayer, please, because this is like their third or fourth death in like 3 months. That's a lot. So keep her and her family in prayer. All right, Divas Den focuses on the problems that are going on in our communities, and we look for solutions to those problems. Divas Den promotes the 4 E's, and the 4 E's are to educate. Because when you know better, you do better. To encourage, you can be and do anything that you set your mind to do. To enhance, know your worth so others can be worthy of you. Last but not least, to empower our listeners. You know, it's like infinity and beyond. There is no limit to what you can have and what you can do. Today we got a awesome lineup for our guests and our BBO, and the BBO is Black Business Owner. So our conversation of the day is going to be giving back. What does it take to give back to your community? Who's really giving back to the community, and who's just talking about giving back to the community? Later on this show, we'll be talking to a young Black man who has made a commitment not only to serve and protect, but also get involved with the youth in his community, serving as a role model and making some very impressive moves. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. I'm Vicky T, and this is my co-host,
Yanni B.
And the B stands for... And we are from Divas Den, the talk show.
Yes.
A Chooman production.
As you know, Divas Den airs every third Saturday of the month at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live.
Divas Den, the talk show, focuses on our communities and the problems that affect our communities.
Oh, really? And how do we do that?
Because we promote the 4 E's.
Let's tell the people what the 4 E's are.
The first E is to educate.
Okay, because why?
When you know better, you
do
should
better.
do better.
Okay.
Second E is to encourage.
Oh, because you are more than a conqueror.
And that third E is empower.
Okay, because
The
why?
sky is the limit, and you can do anything.
You put your mind to it.
That's right.
Period. And tell them not the last E. Just the last.
The last E is to enhance.
Oh,
And you know why?
Why?
When you know your worth,
Oh,
others will be worthy
of
of
you.
Don't forget to tune in every third Saturday of the month at 10 a.m.
On Facebook Live.
And oh yeah, our motto is
Feed your brain and get your mind right.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We're back. Divas Den, Chicago. I'm your host, Vicky T. For today, This part of the segment is Divas Care, and we're just going to go right into this segment because the struggle is real. It's really real. Let's just pray for one another, build each other up, support one another, and love on one another. That's what we need in this world today. I see a lot of hate and a lot of hurt in this world. People are losing loved ones left and right. People can't even enjoy what they rightfully have because people are deciding to take things that don't belong to them. Just today, riding down here, listening to the news, various carjacking all over Chicago. People be vigilant. Watch, and stay prayed up. You know, these kids are out of control and the adults are too. Drugs, alcohol, mental illness, you know, they're all at their max. High gas prices, shortage of everyday items that we take for granted are no longer available. We're beginning to normalize things that were not normal. I don't know how many of you can agree with me with that, but we're normalizing things that were never heard of as being normal. But with all that's being said, let's find ways to de-stress ourselves. Let's take time for some self-love and some self-care. Take some time out for yourself. Revitalize, recompose, and refresh your mind so that you can be of some help to others. But in order to be help to others, you got to learn how to help yourself. Let's all remember that COVID is still around along with this monkeypox stuff. Again, be very vigilant, be very careful, be watchful, and stay prayed up. And as always, Divas encourage you to do what's best for you. We love you. Stay safe. We're going to take another short break, and we will be back with our special guests. We're back. Thank you for tuning in to Divas Den Chicago, a Chooman production. Usually, guys, we would have our tea right about now, but Yanni B is not here, and I'm not even good at that tea stuff because I'm not really involved in those celebrities. The only hot tea that I got for you guys today is that we're living in the last and evil times. Jesus is coming back. Are you going to be ready? That's the only tea I got, and that is the hottest tea that I can think of right now. Is that get yourself ready because he is coming back. But on that note, we're going to get right back into the show. And our topic today is on giving back to our community. And I couldn't think of anyone better than to have on our show today than our guest, Officer Edward Whitaker Jr. Of Chicago Finest CPD. He's a product of the city of Chicago on the west side with a strong commitment not only to serve and protect our streets, but to give back to our youth of the communities that he came from. So no delay, we're going to welcome Officer Whitaker Jr. We're going to welcome Officer Whitaker Jr. Hey.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. We're trying to get you. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. So we're gonna start off with you introducing yourself.
Okay. Well, you said a lot, and what came to mind, I thought about being like how they come out, and they come out to like a theme song. I started thinking about a theme song, but I couldn't get one to go.
Okay. Okay.
That was a really good. But I was born and raised on Chicago. Been a police officer for 3 years. Live on the west, like I say, born on the side, so I know the ins and outs of this area. Glad to be here.
I'm glad that you're on the show, but I have a couple questions for you. Why are you so involved?
Well, I'll say that maybe one of the police officers. I've been a police officer for 4 years. I wanted to. I've always heard that the police have really good benefits, and they also
Okay.
have good resources and networks. So I knew, I could have done many things. I agree, I always did a good job, but for me, the police officer is uh, that noble stature behind me. I think that's who I would be able to get into doors that most people won't be able to get into. So like I said, good network to kind of help change the narrative as it relates to police officers, black officers,
Yeah.
for sure. So I don't know how you think about this, but I thought it looked amazing. So I knew I would too. So
Okay. Okay.
my favorite.
Um,
So
you belong to a organization, the Community Leadership Fellows.
yep.
What's that all about?
All right. So what? So we abbreviated by saying CLF. And excuse the back. There's a band that's about to pass me.
Okay.
So I'll probably. So CLF is the cohort of leaders on the west side that were hand to really help get indoors and bring network and have some money, bring those resources to the west side.
Okay. Um, then you were also part of the Global Leadership Summit 2022, GLS. And I think it's kind of like a learning organization that teach you how to become great leaders. And
Yep.
okay, let's talk about that a little bit.
But that was actually cool. So through the organization, community leadership fellows, we were allowed the opportunity to go to local leadership summits. For me, young black men coming up, you think about motivational speakers for you to like. Well, I'll say university to help you kind of build that. So I was that opportunity to go to that summit And I literally got to shake hands with motivational speakers that I've watched for years YouTube. So I thought that was a pretty cool, um, opportunity. And there, what I specifically was to be intentional with chapter that they said to this. When most people want someone, say, hey, how are you doing? Right? And some of the speakers, what they talk say to change that narrative, ask the person, say, hey, what was the highlight? And that right there, different conversation. Hey, how are you doing? That's more closed question, right? We want to keep it open to get more info. That's
Okay.
few things that I
Just
like.
talking, just talking to you, Officer Whitaker. I just see the smile on your face, and it seems like you enjoy doing what you do.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, and that's a good thing because that's a pointer because when you enjoy doing what you do, it's like you put your heart into it. So that's what I'm seeing now. I'm seeing like this young man who was a product of the West Side, and just you're eager to make a change and make some differences.
Yep.
Which brings us to another pointer, the Chicago West Side baseball. I think is that the right title?
So the correct title is Chicago West Police and Youth Sports.
Okay.
All right. So, pretty like I'll say this. So I spearheaded that organization. We call it West Side Sports to be technical, right? But it's a nonprofit organization on the West Side. We from 3 up to 14. Got 500 youth that are registered. All right. So this
Okay.
West Side develop skills for basketball, ball, and all. Now the organization is actually ran by we call it the dual. It has a police component, it has a faith-based component, and then a non-for-profit. So
Okay.
we're really not just playing sports. Those resources that I talked about earlier, like we help guide the youth if they need back to school resources, they need mental health, you know, all those things, not just about sports component. We have all those, um, you know, to really, you know what, it helps reduce too. The stats, speak for themselves. It's the connection to bring those resources. I'm not sure if you the it's called Level Base. We heard about what this program by the West Side, and what it was, in communities that have more resources, there's less crime,
Okay.
and that means less people in prison. So those programs were stopped and funded by the government. And obviously crime started to increase, mass incarcerations in the street. But it was actually excellent. It is a really good street. It's on 8th. It's on level field. I encourage you guys to check it out. Kind of out, explain what this program does in a perspective.
Okay. We're not gonna keep you long. I know you on duty, and I really want you to serve and protect, and also just be careful out there. But there is a stigma tied to the police today. I don't know if you can talk about it or not, but people have really shied away from officer friendly. Growing up, we had an officer friendly who came out and talked to the kids and just being officer friendly. Is that something that what's missing between the gap of closing the gap really with the community and the police officers again? What do you think we need?
I can answer that. Really good question. That is a that is needed in the police to help bridge that gap. And it what to me, in my opinion, is effort. It's all about effort. I am actually the officer friendly in the 15th district. So when you say that, I bounce around to different schools. Uh, not just to show face, but like I say, I help with different resources. And even that with officer friendly, showing the key happens if they need to call 911. Like that small thing can affect life. So that's really the goal.
Okay. Um, One last question also concerning our youth. What methods are you using to, besides being officer friendly in the baseball program? What are some of the other things that uh, the village can do to help you do your job a little bit better with our youth?
All right. I stay with this. So my technical type in the police department, I'm the affinity officer. All right. My role is I am the resource for different communities. So the LGBTQ plus community, homeless community, those who to health, also faith based.
Okay.
I have a large, sense of duty, but my thing is like mentor, and that helps
Okay.
me to anything. Like the way I wanted to become like the strong man that raised, uncles, um, and I thought that everything starts from home. The way I interact with my wife, with my children, at home, also in the public. I understand that kids try to mimic those things. So like seeing my children and my wife, and how I love on them. What I've also noticed was some of my kids, I say my kids as a whole, uh, the kids that I mentor, like they pick up on that too. So those are great things. Because of all that, I was actually awarded Community Father of the Year by the Illinois Fatherhood Initiative. So that was actually pretty a pretty cool award. Um, yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out to be on Divas Den Chicago. I also want to thank you for serving and protecting. And I want to thank you for your involvement in the community. We need more people like you in the community because I really do think that we can get our community back. But like you said, we got to put the effort in. We got to put in the work. And it's gonna take a minute, but I do believe that if everyone come together on one accord, we can get our community back.
Before,
So,
before we go, I'm gonna add one thing. 10 seconds. Empathy. I want to talk about. I think that help as well. I think
okay,
right now, our community is really based on apathy. Well, not everybody, but apathy. Meaning, and I'll give you a scenario. Typically, when something happens, the first thing people do is grab their phone to record it instead of helping that person. So that's that apathy that kind of dehumanizes what's going on. And I think that if we have more empathy for our community, loving one another, I think that with that the community will get better, 100%.
that were not normal. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like everybody think it's okay to just pull out your phone first and video, opposed to getting the help that is needed. That seems to come last.
yeah,
It's all about how many likes and hearts and all this I can get for this video. Can I make it go viral? I think in that sense we have to go back to some of our behaviors and unlearn them and learn new behaviors. Um, And it does start in the household. But if the household is uprupted, I think that's when the village should step in and try to do something.
I agree.
But again, I'm going to thank you for coming on. You have a great day and be safe out there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Guys, you heard from Officer Edward Whitaker Jr. Chime in and give me some of your opinions on what we talked about today. He is a brother that is really giving back to the community more ways than one. Georgia Cook says, so true, there is no love. It reminds me of a song. I can't think of the author, but it was an old blues song. Ain't no love in the heart of the city. And I think that's something that we got to get back. We got to get back to loving on one another and, and loving ourselves. Well, that concludes our conversation of the day. But we got more. We got a young lady that's going to be coming up in a few minutes. Been knowing her for a while, and she has accomplished some great accomplishments. She's young, she's black, and guess what, y'all? She's a child of God, and He has truly been blessing her. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. We're back. Guys, I really want to thank you for tuning in today to Divas Den Chicago, a Chooman production. This is our special segment of the day, and it's BBO. And you guys already know what that means, Black Business Owner. And today on the show, we have Miss Sheridan S. Davis. 8 years of authorship, entrepreneurship. She has written 16 books, with another one dropping soon, if I think that's correct. If not, she'll correct me. And she is the owner of the Chocolate Chip Publishing Company. Let's welcome Sheridan Davis to the Den. Hey girl, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So tell us tell us about you first, because there may be some listeners who don't know who you are and what you do.
Okay. Hey, listeners. And thank you so much for having me. My name is Sheridan S. Davis. I am the owner, visionary, all the good stuff of Chocolate Chip and Co. Publishing. It is my publishing company that I've been operating the company for probably like 5 years now, but overall I've been an author for 8 years. So I was celebrating my 8th year anniversary as an author, and also celebrating my anniversary as a publisher as well. So I'm excited. I've published, I think, like 50 books at this point. For myself, I've released 16 and I'm working on number 17 now. So God is good. And yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And I need to do better because I need to be involved a little bit more.
Yeah.
What's one of the things that if I'm gonna be talking about it, I must be true to it, and that is supporting black businesses. Um, I may have one book of yours, but I'm gonna
Okay.
do better, and it
Okay.
may be the first one that I
Okay.
think you wrote. But we as black people we need to really support each other. Um, there should be book clubs with your books. I mean, we should be doing the most for you because you know you're part of the community,
Thank you. Thank you. And
and
I
it's
do want to shout out the people who are supporting me. So I there's a stereotype that Black people don't read. I cannot say that that is true. I have a bunch of readers out there, so shout out to all my readers. I call them my chocolate chips. Thank y'all so much for reading my material. I have most of my books have been bestsellers on Amazon, so I'm very grateful for the audience that I have curated over the years. Thousands of books sold, so God is good. I'm very happy um, that you are coming aboard and supporting, and that people have been supporting me, people I don't even know. So I'm grateful for that.
it's the thing that to whom much is given, much is required,
Mhm.
um, and also with with the Lord blessing you, because it's no secret you are a Christian and God fearing woman.
Absolutely.
That's out there. It's no secret. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
ain't no secret. God has been good to you, and of course, with that being said, we are here as servants. So I think your books are helping you to serve uh, the Christian base.
Yeah, I can say specifically my first three books were more so Christian self help books. And then I get into the world of fiction. So that's where I am now. So, what's that? 13 books in. I have been in the world of fiction, most of them being Christian fiction books, but they're really, listen, if you read urban fiction, I basically am writing urban fiction with some Jesus juice in there. So, yeah, I'm saved. Right. I tell the people all the time, I'm saved and sanctified. Now, all my characters, they might not be. Some of them are, some of them not. So I'm excited about like the way I get to I use my books as a avenue to create and explore. And hopefully when you read my books, it's like a time for you to escape and just get lost in the world of fiction.
Oh, question. If you could do it all over again, what would you do different?
Oh, uh, dang, that's a good question. So I would probably I don't think I could do anything different because I was about to say I would start writing earlier as far as books and things are concerned, but I think it really happened when it was supposed to. So, oh, one thing I know for sure I would do is I would probably promote myself a bit more. So I really struggle with like the imposter syndrome. This is just for any business owner or whatever that's watching. I really deal with the imposter syndrome, whereas I have a difficult time promoting myself, and that is necessary for you to do as a business owner. So if I could do anything over, which I am, putting into practice ways to do things differently, I would be okay with promoting myself more.
And it's not like you're patting yourself on the back or you giving you, but you just, sometimes we gotta give our own self accolades and put our own self out there. We can't
Right.
wait for people to put us out there because as you know as well as I do, people will let you down. So you have to be your greatest cheerleader.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to be your marketing agent. You have to. unless you are hiring somebody to do that. And even so, that you still have to be your number one um, billboard. So it's not even about hyping yourself up, but there's also this stigma in our community that we can't hype ourselves up. Yes, you can.
That's right.
If you sold thousands of books, that's just a fact. Like it doesn't make you not humble. It's a fact. It's what it is. And so with this uh authorversary and stuff, this was like my first time just going ahead and putting it out there. I literally put out several posts on my anniversary, like I did this and I did that and I
I
did this.
saw that.
Yeah, and that was the first time I've ever done that because this year I have just decided, sometimes I do things and I forget that I do them. And I go, I did that. Or people will quote me in my books on social media and they'll tag me. I'm like, I said that. So I've decided this year to go from I did that to I did that. And I'm good with saying, yep, I did that. Yep, I said that. So I'm taking ownership of my work.
Of writing.
Wait, can you say that one more time?
What was your greatest accomplishment?
Oh, as far as writing is concerned.
Right, your books, your journey. This journey that you've been.
Okay.
Your 8-year journey. I'll say that.
Okay. So two things. My greatest compliment, which goes with my greatest accomplishment, is people telling me who are like in their 40s and 50s who have read my books, and they say, girl, I have not read a full book since high school. And I read all your books. That is like one of the biggest compliments to me. And another accomplishment that I make just doing it. Literally, I didn't know other authors like that. Now it's more common that sister girl over here, sister girl over there wrote a book, whatever. I didn't know a whole bunch of authors. And I didn't know, I knew a few entrepreneurs, but I don't know that I knew any my age and full time. And so I guess my greatest accomplishment would be that I took a leap of faith because even my parents, they always supported me, but they didn't necessarily understand in the beginning because I didn't have the language to say, I want to be an influencer. That was not a thing at that
Right.
time. We didn't have the word for that, but I just knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always said, I don't want a job, I want a career. I have been very clear about that. I kept saying, I don't want to keep building a resume, I want a bio. These are things that I would say over time. And so basically finding a way where there was no way. That's my biggest accomplishment.
Struggling author. I don't know if that's the correct term to use. What is your advice to them?
To keep writing. Sometimes we get discouraged by the numbers, but I'll be honest, my first few books ain't hit like that. It wasn't until um, my book, Church Girls, which is my fourth book, that I got a whole like I shot into the into the atmosphere. Like, okay, I'll tell you this. So how book royalties work, I'm paid monthly with my book royalties, right? So with the first three books, I would get paid when I drop the books because people, when it first happens, I'm doing a book release. So everybody I'm coming to support, come to support. All right, cool. That happened. And then months later, I wouldn't see royalties, meaning nobody else is buying the book after the initial drop. Since my book, which is my fourth book, I want to encourage y'all again, it's my fourth book because I kept writing. Church Girls is when I started to see the money every month. So you're not going to see success if you quit. Keep writing, put yourself out there. Even if you have to like pay for ads and get an ad with a radio program, podcast, influencers, whatever you have to do, but just keep writing, keep putting yourself out there and do your research as to how you can get your product in more faces. And so if you keep going, then you'll struck up on, where you're supposed to be eventually.
What can we expect from Sheridan Davis next? What's the next thing that you want to accomplish?
Ooh, okay, that's a great question. So, okay, so I have two more books that I'm releasing soon. Okay, so one book is coming out very soon, like in the next couple weeks. And then another book, I don't know, it'll probably be the end of this year or the top of next year. This is so crazy. I have not released the book yet this year, and that is just wild for me. If you follow my career, I usually do like 3 or 4 in a year, at least 2, but never have I ever been in August and not released the book. But anyway, so I got that, and then I want to get back into theater. So I am going to be creating a stage play for one of these books. I ain't gonna tell y'all which one. Just stay tuned.
And here at Divas Den, we're here to encourage you, empower you, and enhance you, and be behind you, and helping to promote you.
Thank you.
On your journey. What else do I want to ask you? I want to write a book.
Okay.
I got so many ideas in my mind. I guess I just need to just start writing stuff down, right?
Yeah.
Is that step one?
Well, step one is, I guess it would be step one to write stuff down and kind of just know, like, okay, I want to write about this. Okay, now that I know what my subject is, name the main key points that you want people to take away from your book. Once you have named those key points, those become your chapters. And this is nonfiction work I'm talking about, you guys, nonfiction. Those become your chapters, and you kind of just fill in the blank. If you remember how to write a paper in high school, how they taught you to have a introduction, beginning, middle, and end, that's the same thing with a book. So yeah, if y'all want to learn or want coaching with your writing, I do offer that service with chocolate chip.
I was gonna say, you maybe you need to do a class on that.
Class is coming.
I want to do a tell all on my family. I think I need to just do a tell all.
Let's go.
I need to get down deep in these roots and give a tell all on my family, both sides. I just need to do one of those books.
Okay.
But yes, a coaching class would be nice coming from you.
It's coming. I'm actually working on it.
Okay. So we've covered the things that you have done, the things that you want to do, and if I'm getting in your business, then you can just tell me, Vicky.
Oh God, what
Vicky T, get out my business. Okay. But I've seen how you be your lives on Facebook about your dating. You just did a live, so I'm like, I know I can't be in her business because you just put the business out there.
That live was inside my. Okay, so let me just tell y'all this too. So I have a group on Facebook for my readers. That live she's talking about is in that group. It's not on my page, but I'm okay with answering your question. I just want people to know so they don't have to look for it.
So it's Sheridan Davis single?
I am.
Okay.
I'm single and mingling.
I hope it ain't complicated because I can't stand that.
It's not complicated. I'm just mingling.
Is she looking for love or is she just out mingling?
I want love to find me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Come on, is there a heart in the house tonight? Come on,
put some hearts up there, y'all. I mean, this is a nice young lady.
Oh my God!
And you should, when she look, I saw you with your dress on. That is it Andre?
Yes.
That he made. I said, look at her, little chocolate star, and her pink looking good. But I want to thank you for coming on today. How can the people get your books?
Okay, you can find all of my books at Amazon.com. So you can either go to Amazon.com/author/Sheridan S. Davis. Don't forget the S. Or you can just search my name, Sheridan S. Davis, on Amazon, and all 16 of them will come up.
Okay. Um, and if they want to hit you, they can go in your DM and hit you up. Look, I'm trying to matchmake. I'm trying to get
Oh
something
my
going.
God. Well, sure. Y'all can try.
Hey, if you don't put yourself out there, how
Right.
Boaz gonna find you? He can't find you if you ain't out
Facts, facts. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do better with checking my DM. I'm a
there.
little
Yes, you do. You need to
I'm
do a little bit
sorry.
better with that. You need, yes, you definitely right. You need to do a little bit better with that.
Yeah, I'm
But
probably gonna be a day late checking. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do better.
um, I just want to thank you for taking the time to come on and promote your businesses. We
Thank
wish
you.
you much success.
Thank you.
And again, thank you for coming. Y'all,
Thank you.
Sheridan S. Davis, author and entrepreneur, the Chocolate Chip Publishing Company. All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back in 1 minute with our inspiration of the day. Hi, we're back. Thank you again for tuning into Divas Den, Chicago, a two-man production. We're getting ready to sign off, but at the end of the show, we always try to do something inspirational, um, give you something for you guys to think about. And today, or last night, and today driving here, I was just thinking about all of the things that God has done for me. Um, he has kept me, and he has just blessed me and favored me. Even though there's a lot of things that are going on in this world today, there's one song that comes to mind, and that's Walter Hawkins in the Love Center Choir. And the title of the song is "Thank You, Lord, for all you've done for me." And I want to see if my producer can pull that up, and he can't play it. But when you guys get a chance to listen to that song and think about all of the things that God has kept you from, all of the unseen and seen dangers out here, and just stay prayed up. Be vigilant, be watchful, watch your surroundings, and stay safe and be careful out there. So our time is up. We thank our guest, Mr. Edward Whitaker Jr., IBBO, Sheridan S. Davis, and of course, you, our listeners, for tuning in to Divas Den Chicago, a Chooman production. Do me a favor, check out Sheridan Davis books. Buy one or two, read them. If you like them, go back and get some more. Again, Divas Den Chicago is here to promote the 4 E's. That is to educate, to encourage, to enhance, and last but not least, to empower our listeners. On today, I need you to do one thing for me, and that is to feed your brain and get your mind right. Thank you for tuning into Divas Den Chicago, a Chooman production. I am your host, Vicky T, and we'll see you soon.